Hello. Hello. Hi. How are y'all doing today? Waiting for Michelle to come on. Guys, hopefully. There she comes. It's taken a second. And to me, it's showing Michelle. There you are.
Can you see? Hi.
Hi.
Can you hear me?
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you great.
Okay. Your sound is dim on mine. It's probably the screen
Oh,
record.
really?
Yeah, it's probably the screen record app. Because you always do
Yeah, I
that
bet it
about
is.
me when you're screen recording. There
Okay.
you are. Oh, there you are. It's louder.
Oh, good. Okay.
Okay, how's everyone doing today?
Hello, everyone.
Hi,
Hi,
Susan.
Susan. Hi, Michelle.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
Perfect sound here. Good.
Awesome. So, welcome, guys. Today, Michelle and I are coming on here to talk about the 369. And specific, like Michelle and I have talked about this a lot, but specifically, we want to share Michelle's journey with it. She'll tell you all about it. She's doing it right now. And then we also want to introduce Medical Medium Anthony Williams' new podcast that is completely uncensored. So we'll talk a little bit about that a little bit later. So I'm Mandi Palmer, food and lifestyle success coach, and I've been using medical medium information now for about 3.5 years. I've been overt fat free for a year and 10 months unexpectedly, and I've healed a number of things. IBS, chronic bloating, chronic constipation. I'm working on chemical sensitivities, although that's so much better, but I haven't been triggered in a while, so it's probably getting better. Let's see. Oh, migraines, insomnia, chronic headaches, chronic sore throat. The list goes on. I can only remember a few at a time ever, so my brain still needs some healing, I think. Yeah. How about you?
Hi, Trish. My name's Michelle. I've been following Medical Medium for 3 years and 3 months. I have had incredible amounts of healing within the first week, within following months, within the first year. And I've recently done the advanced 369. Today is day 9 of my third back-to-back round. So I have healed diverticulitis, endometriosis, horrible digestive distress, chronic back pain, neck pain, shoulder pain, restless leg, anxiety, depression. I had suicidal tendencies. I've healed a lot of trauma in my life, a lot of soul healing, and oh, I just got a little teary because I'm just so grateful to Medical Medium for just providing us with all of this information and to really truly empower us.
Yeah.
And I'll be 52 in March, and I don't have any hot flashes. I don't have any menopausal symptoms. And 3 years ago, I had trouble walking out of the blue for no reason, and it was crazy scary. I was only 48 years old, and I felt like I was 95, and now I run up and down a mountain every week. So life is incredible. My health is transformed. My eyesight has been bad. I've got eye floaters, and just over the past well, the first 9 days of the first round of the Advanced 369, my eye floaters reduced probably by a third. And that is miraculous, because he says that that's one of the things that takes the longest to heal. So yeah, I'm excited to talk about today. I'm a little tired, you know. It's day 9 of my third round back to back. So had some wild dreams last night that all are vivid in my memory, and my body's going through a lot, you know, a lot of detoxing. So I wanted to mention that if you're not familiar, Medical Medium, the combination of Anthony William and Spirit of Compassion. Mandi, you're frozen again. Are you there? Can you hear me? I'm going to keep talking in hopes that I've got the spin circle again.
Yeah, you frozen. Am I still frozen? I can see you.
You are all pixelated and your voice is like cracking up.
Should I use my internet instead of data then? Should I use my Wi-Fi instead of data then, since I'm screen recording?
Maybe.
Okay. You guys stayed on, right?
Yeah, it looks like everybody's
okay.
on.
Good. I switched over, so.
Okay. So much better. I just wanted to say, if you're not familiar, that Medical Medium is a combination of Anthony William and Spirit of Compassion. Anthony is a 6-time New York Times bestselling author of 6 books, and the latest book that's come out is Cleanse to Heal. Don't you like all of my notes here? He's also the originator of the global celery juice movement, where over 300 million people around the world are healing miraculously from celery juice, and a lot of other natural protocols that he provides us with in these books. So thank you, Anthony. Thank you, Spirit of Compassion.
So you are doing so you did 1 full round of the Advanced 369. And then you have done, today you are completing your 3rd repeat of the 789. Is that right?
That's
okay. Right. And you're feeling a little tired today. You've been doing this for like 2 weeks now. So I know that you've experienced some really great results so far, and you mentioned some of them already in your intro. So why don't you want to go into some detail about your experience with this so far?
Sure. I noticed some inflammation over the past few months, and I live a very physical life. So it's not like, I'm just kind of sitting around and eating too much food or anything like that. I knew that it was something that my body was going through that was kind of stressing it. And for comfort, because I have been fat-free for almost 9 months and salt-free for almost 5 months, my comfort food has been potatoes at night for dinner. Like, that's been a regular thing. And potatoes are so good for you. They're loaded with lysine, and they help kill viruses, but they are, Anthony says that they slow the detoxing process. He suggests eating more potatoes if you're detoxing too fast. So that, I kind of knew that I needed to kind of go more raw for a while in order to heal. And I've wanted to do the Advanced 369 for a while now. I did the 28-day cleanse. and turned it into 60 days. I did the original 369, and I think I lost maybe 3 pounds when I did that. And I felt, on the ninth day of the original 369, my libido came back in full force. That was really cool. It's, flexed and waned ever since. But so I've been wanting to do the Advanced 369. I'm so inspired by you, Mandi, because I know that you've done it, and by some other friends that have just had so much success. But I felt like my life was just so physical, managing a 3,000 square foot garden, building our dream home. We're trying to move in December, which is just a little over a month away. And and then, managing these vacation rentals up here, it's a lot. So I have to honestly say that my friend Julia in Slovakia, who was just a young, beautiful soul, got on Skype with me one day, and she was like, "Oh, you should try the Advanced 369. I feel so good on the raw." And I was just like, I think I'm just going to dive in and do it. I'm just going to do it now. There's really no perfect time. And so we went to Asheville. I loaded up on all the foods, and it's been so easy. It's been so easy. I can't believe how much food there is, because I'm stuffed. Like, I've had to back off on quantities because I don't like that feeling, super stuffed full feeling. And but I've been eating, strictly by the cleanse instructions, and doing all the things. You can get all the details out of the book, Cleanse to Heal. And I don't miss potatoes, like not once. I think it's been, well, on Sunday, it'll be day 9 of my 4th round, and that will have been 18 days. And since day 1, not throughout any of this time have I wanted to eat potatoes. And that's the one thing I was most concerned about. Mm-hmm. The most challenging thing, Michelle's ready to dive in. Do it, girl. You won't regret it. The most challenging thing for me is, like, I'm a late girl. Like, I get up, like, when I feel like it, when I can. A lot of days we have changeovers, like today, and I have to get up early. But when I can sleep a little extra, I do that. And so, like, right now at 12:20, I'm just drinking my very first celery juice.
Wow.
And, I should have started that a lot earlier today, but sometimes life happens and you just do the best you can. And the most challenging thing for me has been drinking the second 32 ounces of celery juice late afternoon, and making sure that you do that on an empty stomach, leaving an hour or 2 from the previous meal. So, but other than that, I'm thoroughly enjoying this. My energy is crazy. It's just unreal. So I started this on October 8th. I'm going to look at some notes here because there's a lot. And one of the reasons I wanted to that was really motivating me to get on this is because people lose weight. Losing weight meaning their inflammation goes down because the liver lets go of some toxins and it starts to heal, it continues to heal. So, and that's another reason I'm doing it back to back, because I wanted that he suggests doing it starting back on day 7 instead of from the beginning, because you want to maintain those 2 celery juices every day. So you're drinking 64 ounces a day. And, so in the first 9 days, I lost 5 pounds. And that was so exciting. I did not enjoy weighing myself on the first day. And I was really hoping that I'd lose a little bit of weight. And so I'm hoping that I lose even more by Sunday. I'm not weighing myself until I'm done. And I was also dealing with some chronic back pain and hip pain and groin pain. And I know all of that is probably partly shingles and partly neurological. And I just, it was kind of affecting my gait, the way that I was walking. So I wanted to kind of alleviate that. And like I said, my eye floaters, on day 9, I weighed myself, I lost 5 pounds. The back, hip, and groin pain wasn't gone completely, but it was like substantially reduced. So that was way exciting. Started back on the 7. On the next day, which was day 7 for me, that night, I had, which I hadn't had in a long time, but I had when I went to bed, which I don't ever have when I go to bed. It's usually when I'm sitting on the couch at night, I'll have restless leg when I had it, but I haven't had that in a while. But on that first day back after day 9, that night, I had restless leg in my legs, both legs, so bad that it took me probably 3 hours to go to sleep. But that was kind of torturous. I usually, when I have it, it's in my right leg only. So it was so clear to me that something was moving out, that's what it intuitively felt like. So, but it happened that night. I haven't felt any restless leg since. Okay. Let's see. On day 8 of the second round, I slept like an absolute baby. I mean, it was such a deep, restful sleep with no restless leg. This is the night after. And I literally slept 11 hours. And thank goodness I could. Like, I didn't have to get up to do a changeover that next morning. So, I'm just going to give you little snippets of my dreams because they are crazy. The dreams that I had from that 11-hour sleep were very vivid. And I had met a doctor and a nurse who were a couple. They were a married couple. And they wanted me to help them with their patients using medical medium information. And which was so exciting. I was like, oh my gosh, this is what I live for. I love sharing this information. And they also wanted me to do their hospital renovation, like their decor. So that kept me really busy. Oh, and at one point in the dream, we all levitated. Like, I'm not sure why or how, but we were all just kind of levitating. I don't know. Maybe my vibration was rising during the dream. I don't know. Oh, and then the next morning of that morning, I noticed, so for most of my adult life, I've had these knots in my trapezoids, right here on the top of my shoulder, both sides. And obviously it's, either Epstein-Barr, shingles. I know shingles is frozen shoulder. And I've had a pretty stressful first half of my life. And I know that I kind of I kind of held my shoulders up with tension. It was almost like a bracing for something all the time. And I also, for 15 years before I moved out here to Bryson City, North Carolina, where it's really peaceful and I'm in nature and I don't have the same kind of lifestyle. I was working in a studio in front of a computer doing Photoshop for 15 years. There were like no windows. And sometimes I didn't even make it outside because I worked 12 hours a day. And so I'm hunched over, really probably looking at the computer. And so my body kind of got trained and conditioned to hold tension in my shoulders. And I've tried numerous massage therapists. I've tried all kinds of healing therapies for this, and nothing has ever touched it. And that morning, now let me back up a little bit. When I moved out here and the pace of life slowed down, I actually had an opportunity to practice, kind of relaxing my shoulders on a regular basis, because I kind of avoided the computer. So I was able to retrain between my brain and my muscles. I was able to just kind of let go. It took a long time to do that, but I physically, mentally made that happen. Still, the knots lived there. They weren't as big over time, but they were just obviously. Yeah. So on the morning on day 8 of the second round, after those 11 hours of sleep, I was just feeling my shoulders, and I was like, oh my God, these knots are literally 100% gone. They don't exist in my shoulders anymore. That was the craziest thing. Yeah. I didn't feel anything because I haven't felt pain there in so long. But I couldn't believe that the knots were gone. I mean, the things that are happening on this Advanced 369, and as quickly as they're happening, it's blowing my mind. I am so, so happy. Also on that same, I'm sorry, this is day 9. Day 9, out in the second round, I woke up, and usually when I wake in the morning, for as far back as I can remember, my eyesight has been blurry. I have to like wash my eyes out in the morning, just kind of wake up, and before I can look at my phone and read anything. And I think I had a dream or something. I wanted to journal on my phone, like immediately before I even got out of bed. So I picked up my phone and I looked at it, and it was perfectly vivid, clear. Like I could read the smallest type. And this never happens in the morning. Maybe a couple hours after I wake up, but not immediately out of like a dead sleep with a dream. And that was like, oh my God, that was just amazing. And I was looking around the room, and everything is so clear and vivid, and the colors are just rich. And I can't believe, like, these things are so obvious. We live with these symptoms and they become normal to us. And until they go away, do you even notice you had them sometimes, Yeah, so that was a shock. So October 21st, I think today's the 22nd. So yesterday evening, yesterday afternoon into the evening, I had a sharp pain in my lower left descending colon, like kind of close to the bladder. And this is one of my weak points in my left descending colon, which is shingles. Once in a while, just out of the blue, I'll get this catching, cramping, sharp pain in that area. It could happen just out of the blue. I'm not doing anything or moving differently. Sometimes it could be because I got up too quickly. And I feel that. I haven't felt that in a long time. But it is one of my weak points. And So it's not concerning. I knew something, again, was kind of moving, shifting, happening, because I'm doing so much to cleanse my liver. And, you know, I was aware of it. It wasn't debilitating in any way, but I was aware of it. And so, so last night I used a heating pad, and I just did a little massaging, like light massaging in that area, and actually did an entire small intestine and large intestine massage. And this morning, it's barely there. I can barely feel it. I am still aware of it, but it's not gone completely, but it's so much better. It's so much better.
And that's a sign that it's a detox symptom, that it's been around it hasn't even been around for 24 hours yet, right? Because it started later in the day yesterday. Something that lasts more than 2 or 3 days and continues to get worse and there's no improvement in it, that's more of a sign that something's a flare. That's more of a sign that something's a flare when it lasts 2 or 3 days. So, and it's so common to get like these little detox symptoms or healing reactions, as Anthony Williams says, as you detox stuff out, because as you bring things out of the liver, it makes its way into the blood to be excreted out, and it can go anywhere and it can bother anything. And it's usually going to be something that we have felt before. Sometimes it's not, but it's usually going to be something familiar. And that's also a sign that even in that area, that's not even, we're not necessarily talking about the liver. This could have been that area directly. Shingles being killed off and just the dead virus is being flushed out of that area into the lymphatic system to be released. So.
Yeah. And it's interesting that you say that, because the pain is usually higher up, kind of midway, right? Like probably about 4 inches above my hip in that area of the descending colon. And this is way low, which is, on the way out to elimination.
Right.
So it's the end of my descending colon, which is interesting. And I don't ever have pain there. It, like I said, mine is usually up higher, and this is so low, it almost feels like an old menstrual pain. Like I haven't had a menstrual cycle in, I don't know, 2 or 3 years. And so I've not had any of that.
But there could still be toxins there that are getting released out. Yeah, I was going to answer that. Yeah, she's doing the advanced. Thank you.
And so here we are on day 9 of the 3rd round. And my dream, I had another crazy, I've had so many dreams. I should probably write these down. Not every night, and I think I have my dreams in the morning, or I just remember them right before I wake up. A common theme with my dreams recently, and even a few months ago leading up to now, but I'm just remembering in more detail. Like they were vivid before, and now they're like, I see colors, and it's just such a difference. I thought they were vivid before. Now they're like so clear, it's unreal. But so my most challenging relationships that I've had in my life are with my mother and my sister. And my mother was an alcoholic, and my sister does not communicate with me in our lives now, and hasn't since right after my dad passed away about 10 years ago. My mom passed away in 2016, and so we had to communicate at that point. But as much as I've tried over the years to try to have a relationship with her and give her love, it's just been denied, and she's never told me why. Like she's never said, I don't want you in my life because. So I don't believe in accidents. I believe that everything happens for a reason. But at the same time, it breaks my heart because, and I've been able to heal that, which is a totally different show. But it breaks my heart because I don't have a relationship with my niece and my nephew, and I don't have any children. So my mother was always intoxicated, and so I never really had an authentic relationship with her, and there's only a little bit of time that I remember when I was super, super, super young, like under the age of 5, where I felt love from her. I felt love. And so our relationship was always tumultuous. And we had toward the end of her life, I had always been there for her. But toward the end of her life, I was able to really be there for her. And she passed away in my arms. And so I just wondered how that would play out in the rest of my life, And what's happened is, over the past few months, kind of the common theme of my dreams have been just hanging out with my mom and my sister, and having a great time and having a normal relationship and just laughing. And like, I think one dream we went to a concert that was an outside concert, and it was just normal, like what normal mothers and sisters and daughters talk about, I guess, that I didn't really experience in my life. But in my dreams, everything's just fun and lighthearted and really beautiful. And so that's been really nice, because these past few days, I've just had a lot more of those types of dreams that have been comforting.
Mm-hmm.
Comforting. So there's a lot of soul healing that's happening also. The dream that I had last night was really insane. And it's almost a little embarrassing to share, but I'm going to share a little bit of it. So my husband is a fine looking man. I mean, he is, fine. And he is loyal and unconditionally loving and would never, ever do anything to hurt me or betray me in any way. He's that guy, and they do exist. But sometimes I have dreams where he's being unfaithful. Mm-hmm. And that comes from, not because I don't trust him, that comes from my fear of abandonment that runs very deep. And so I had one of those dreams this morning where someone that I had connected with on Instagram came to visit us. And they weren't staying in the cabin, they were staying in our home. And beautiful, beautiful girl. I mean, long red hair. I mean, supermodel, gorgeous. And I'm thinking, why have I invited this siren into my home? And all of a sudden, I mean, she is like dressing very inappropriately, like making all of my husband's favorite meals before he went plant-based. And like handing him alcohol, and we haven't had any alcohol in probably 4 years. And then all of a sudden we're in this huge housewarming party, like, and it's at Christmas time, which I would never do. I would not invite 100 people to my home, but we did, like, and we turned it into like a silly costume party, which I would never do either. And so all these people that I'm clearly recognizing in my life, kind of partly like the brain meditation, where the part of the meditation where he says, you have people passing you by on the bridge that are very familiar to you. These people were clearly people that I remember in previous parts of my life. And I mean, the house was packed, and I was just like, people were bringing gifts, and there was a lot of hugging, like the opposite of what's going on today, right? I mean, there was just a lot of love. And then all of a sudden, I can't find my husband, and I can't find the siren. And that's how it ended. Like, I'm like searching. I went into this, what's going on? Where's my husband? And what's he doing? And I'm like searching for them, because I'm assuming they're together because they bonded, when she was staying here. So that was upsetting. And that's how my dream ended. I woke, well, I didn't end it. Shannon came in and woke me up. So
he instinctively knew that was the moment to wake you up.
Well, I told him to wake me up at a certain time. So he came in at a certain time, and it's funny because then I see his face, and he's just, he's him, and there's nothing ever to worry about. I mean, my God. So yeah, that's fear of abandonment. Mm-hmm. And, obviously I'm still healing that. Mm-hmm. So, and that's about it. Oh, today I have 0 pain in my back, 0 pain in my hip, and 0 pain in my groin. And that went away a couple days ago. So I'm just like, I'm feeling so good. So good. I'm not like, oh, let's hurry up and get this over with so I can have cooked food again. I don't feel
That's totally how I felt.
Yeah. And then you had cooked food. I really want to just heal so much more. I want to feel good all the time. And so my plan is to do one more round, 7, 8, 9, which will be my 4th version, and ending it on Sunday. And at that point, Michelle, new level. At that point, I want to primarily stay raw. And I also want to kind of stick to the guidelines in this cleanse. I have no problem with the meals at all. I love eating this way. I do want to change, I like variety. I want to change things up a little bit in my dinners. But if I desire cooked food, I'd like to maybe have that maybe once a week and see how that goes. And, like going fat free, once you do that, you're just like, here you're almost at 2 years.
Yeah, at this point, like, I don't want to ruin it. I want to get to 2 years.
Yeah. Yeah. So I may not eat cooked food once a week. I may just stay raw.
Yeah.
And see how that goes.
It's really interesting. I did that after 369. Every cleanse that I've done, it's changed the way that I do things on a daily basis. Even after the thyroid healing book came out, and he had in that cleanse in the evening where you would do either cucumber juice or aloe water for the evening for the gut and lymphatic reset. That was something that I continued with for a very long time. I'd pick one or the other, but I'd have to pick cucumber juice more often because aloe water used to get to me if I would have too much of it. And then after the 369s, what's that?
How would it get to you?
It would bloat me. Like, actually, sometimes cucumber juice would bloat me right after too, when I'd be having it in the
Yeah.
evening. Um, but aloe water, especially, like right when I'd be getting to the bottom of it, my stomach would just like it would just blow up right there from all the healing reactions. And it wouldn't stay like that. It would go down overnight.
Yeah.
Mostly as much as my bloating would go down at that
Yeah.
time. And then after I started doing 369, that I started doing more the lemon or lime water in the evening, having that full one like you do in the morning. And I still do that. And then do aloe water every once in a while. I don't do cucumber juice as much anymore because I started using cucumbers earlier in the day for like a combo green juice.
Mm-hmm.
And then yeah, and then making changes. So that's why I became fat free is because I couldn't tolerate the fat after one of my 369. So these cleanses, they inspire you to keep going with a lot of certain things because you get good results, you feel good. And man, I've talked to a lot of people now who have done a 369 and especially the advanced, like people are getting incredible results. Like it really just speeds things up.
Yeah.
It's really amazing. And I hear more like you have so many things that you have improved with doing the advanced 369 and they just continue to come. And I really believe that the advanced 369 is the way to go for people who have been doing this for a little while, maybe at least six months. Anthony Williams says, anybody can do any of the cleanses, but it can be a little hard for people, to just go right into that. There's a very special personality that can go right into that from a standard American diet or eating junk food or something like that. So I really, man, I'm just so blown away by the results that I've gotten from 369s, and especially after my advanced one. Yeah, hi Sandra from Austria.
Hi from Austria. Wow. Thanks for being with us.
And I talked about being bloated after aloe water. That was something that I healed after doing my first advanced 369. The bloating really got so much better. And it wasn't like right after. I don't know if it took me a while to notice, but I feel like after you do a 369, you kind of want to wait like a few more weeks or months, see how you feel. And I think that sometimes weight loss continues to go down, if you don't see it right away. I think that when you see weight loss right away, that's more lymphatic, and he addresses this in Cleanse to Heal, where that's a lot of lymphatic weight. You're letting go of that, and then if it's slower and happens a little bit after, that's definitely some fat loss. From wherever, from whether it's viscerally or out in our limbs or whatever. So I've just seen amazing things, and I really just want to encourage everyone, if you have not done a 369, seriously get on it. Get on it.
Yeah.
Like it just really just speeds up results. And if you're a little nervous of it, start with that simplified, get that down, be comfortable there, then try the original and then try the advanced if you're someone who, wants to kind of be comfortable with it.
Yeah. Yeah. I highly encourage anybody that, is just dealing with any kind of chronic symptoms.
Yeah.
If you really want, a kickstart to like major healing, this is the most gentle, result providing cleanse that I've done. And I've stayed raw for quite some time, here and there. But this is from a divine source. This is from Spirit of Compassion. And, that's why it's important just to kind of stick to the sample menus, the guidelines in the cleanses. Often I've wanted to, combine dinners, dinner options, but I trust in the divine combination of foods and the timing of those foods. So how blessed are we to have this? I mean,
Yeah.
it's just amazing.
It's pretty incredible. I'm one of those people where if I didn't see something happening with myself or other people, with the 369 cleanses or anything, then I probably wouldn't, like, I'd try it. Like, I try it, like I tried paleo. I tried for a very long time, but I mean, if I wasn't seeing anything or I didn't see other people getting results, I would not be as gung ho about it as I am because it's
Yeah,
seriously so incredible. It really does blow me away. It really does.
yeah, absolutely. So I can't, I must have talked for a long time because it looks like we have only about 8 minutes left, maybe
No, we've
more
been going
because,
45-15. It's showing me on here.
okay,
Yeah.
we started a little bit late.
Well, we've been
I
going
wanted to,
45, yeah. So we have like 14 here.
yeah. Um, there's, I mean, this is so much information that we don't want to really get into it today, but I wanted to at least introduce the new Medical Medium podcast series on Apple Podcast. It's another free series that he's putting out. He's using all of his own expenses. There's no advertising. Um, there's nothing for him to gain except knowing that people are getting the information that they need to heal. And he has, if you've been familiar with Medical Medium for a while, you know he was on Hay House. Um, he was on Hay House Radio, I think it was
Mhm.
called, at 5 o'clock on Mondays for a long time, and I loved listening to those. And then those recorded podcasts or radio shows went to SoundCloud. Um, but apparently, the only trusted source right now where his information will not get edited out in any way is through Apple Podcasts. So he has brought all of the old radio shows from SoundCloud and Hay House to Apple Podcast. So search Medical Medium Apple Podcast on Apple Podcast, or just go to his account at Medical Medium, and there's a link in his bio to find all of the previously recorded. And then he's got, I don't even know,
I think there's like, yeah,
12,
12. Hmm.
there's 12 new podcasts that he's put out just since September, the end of September. It's called Uncensored. And the first one is on chemtrails. They actually do exist and what they are and how long they've been doing this. You've got to listen to every single one of these because they will blow your mind. But, just be prepared because these are uncensored and knowledge is power. So get in there and listen, while you're doing your juicing or, whatever you're doing. Put your headphones on and listen to these. Fruit fear, the truth about fruit. And you'll be amazed at how we've been intentionally lied to, about fruit and its sugar content and how dangerous that may be for you, when in fact fruit is the most healing food on the planet. So, and then he's got a brain meditation, which I've done at least 15 times, and it is transforming. It is, it's only about 20 minutes, and it's amazing. And he says it's okay if you fall asleep during the meditations because you're still getting the information subliminally if you fall asleep. The next one he's got is air fresheners, scented candles, colognes, and perfumes, killing you smelly. Like all of these things are a detriment in our lives, and we don't even realize it, and we smell it every day. Eggs, the truth about eggs, eaters lose all. And then there's a moon meditation, which might be, I can't say it's my favorite. I mean, I love it so much, but the moon meditation, the free as a bird meditation, and the brain meditations are all something that you need to try. They're all amazing. coffee, matcha, and chocolate. You've got to listen to that. It's pretty scary how we were all set up to become addicted to those things.
Yeah, and actually there's a lot of people in the medical community right now who I think don't like that, who are still it's really hard to get away from coffee and chocolate especially. Chocolate especially. And if you guys have not listened to that one, you're like, no, not my coffee, not my chocolate, not my matcha. Please, please listen to that one. It'll just remind you of some of the information that you've already heard about it, and yeah, it's pretty crazy. Like he is totally uncensored about these.
Yeah,
like he goes into detail.
Hi, Anna. Anna, thank you so much.
Hi, Anna. Thanks.
She said our faces make her happy. Very sweet. We love that y'all are here.
Otherwise, we'd just be talking to each other, which we can do on the
phone. Brain fog. Knock, knock, who's there? We all have brain fog. And we don't know why. And sometimes we don't even realize we're having it's actual brain fog that we're having. So learn the truth about brain fog. And then neurological symptoms, body pain, dizziness, tingles. Oh, shit. Like he doesn't write that out, but it's basically symbolizing shit. Oh, shit. And the things that we don't realize that are caused by our neurological system covers so many symptoms you can't even imagine. And learning the truth about these things and how to remedy all of them to remove these symptoms, lower these symptoms is the whole purpose of this. Apple cider vinegar, teeth dissolver. It's not the fruit, it's not the citrus that is ruining the enamel of your teeth. It's your digestion and the acids that come up while you're sleeping into your mouth erode your tooth enamel. And apple cider vinegar, which is a popular trend, I used to do it myself. I embarrassingly encouraged other people to do it years ago before I found Medical Medium. And I used to drink probably a third of a cup every day. And I don't even think I mixed it with water or honey or anything. And I literally thought that I was doing something good for myself, good for my digestion. I was doing the opposite. And I'm probably still healing from that because I did that for at least a year.
Wow. I could only do it in water a few times. And even then, it was too disgusting to me. I just couldn't do it. But I use it in salad dressings all the time in cooking.
Yeah, that was easy because you mixed it with all those other things. Michelle, I used to do it and encouraged others. I feel terrible. I have one person that still rags me pretty bad. Well, you told me to do this. Why should I listen to you now? Yeah. Right? Live and learn.
Vivian says salt is hard for me to give up. Yeah, Vivian, I slowed down my salt intake, and then I was able to do it for a month where I didn't have any salt, and then I was ready to have it again. And I'm still trying to get, days where I don't have it, because my periods are so much better when I don't. I used to mix it with molasses as an ovarian cyst cure. Yeah. I know what I love about this community is we have done these crazy things, but thank goodness we don't do them anymore.
Right. When you don't feel good, or you've been diagnosed with something, you're desperate to find answers.
Yeah, you're willing to do this disgusting stuff, and yeah.
Yeah. Vivian, I just wanted to say about the salt. I haven't had salt my entire life. Like I've never even tried to cut back on salt. And I watched a live that Anthony did. It was it was probably 5 months ago because that's when I quit salt. He point blank said that if you are consuming salt, you cannot detox.
Didn't he say it stops detox?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. it prevents you from detoxing. So I was like, oh my God, I'm doing all this work. You know, why am I not, if I'm not detoxing, I don't want to do salt anymore. And, you know, at the time, the dulse tasted real fishy to me. And I wasn't really interested in using that as a replacement of salt. And honestly, I just stopped cold turkey, the salt. And for the next week, it was tough. Like, I craved it so bad. My husband still takes his raw cabbage and shake on the raw and eats that. And I'm like, don't do that near my food. But it doesn't, that first week was so hard, like much harder than quitting fat, that I got cranky. Like, I was just irritable. Like, I want my salt. But after that week, 2 weeks, I've not craved it at all. I would not even consider using salt today. And there's a very good chance that I may never eat fat or salt again. That's how much I don't miss either one of those. So I just wanted to say that. The last podcast that he's got out most recently is B12, Trick or Treat. You don't get it from meat. Because everybody's told that we get B12 from animal products. And it's just not true. So listen to these and subscribe to Medical Medium Podcasts Uncensored and get notified every time a new one comes out, because this is free. You know, take advantage of it and, you know, build your knowledge, because it is powerful.
Yeah.
That's it. I've talked this whole time, Mandi. You need to say something.
I've chimed in a little here and there, but I wanted to give you space to talk about those things today. Yeah, I haven't done all the meditations yet. I haven't done the moon one, but I did the brain, and I did, what was the other one?
Free as a bird.
Oh, I did that one. I did free as a bird. I haven't done the moon yet.
Oh, Mandi. Now, you don't have to, it doesn't have to be a full moon. You don't even need to see the moon, but you just need to picture it in your mind, or look at it on, maybe look at a live picture or just a photo of the moon, and have that image in your mind when you do this. But it is it's only 15 minutes, I think, and it's just so good.
Are you supposed to do it at night?
You can do it any time of day.
Oh, really?
I've done it in the morning. I've done it in the morning after I've awakened, and I've done it at night before I go to sleep. Yeah.
Vivian said,
like,
sorry, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I was just going to say, Vivian says, thank you for the advice. I promise I will try it. The going without salt.
You know, your timing is divine too. Whenever it feels right for you.
Yeah.
There's a rhyme. Did you hear that? Part of the moon meditation, Mandi, is envisioning the moon literally reaching out to you, like it's about to hug you, and it pulls out all of the anxiety and sadness and toxic emotions, and just kind of absorbs it out of you.
That's really cool.
And that's not verbatim, but that's the vision.
Yeah, that sounds really good. Yeah, at the end of the brain meditation, I teared up. The whole time I'm like, who is that supposed to be?
Yeah. The first time I listened to it, I did not tear up. And I tried really, really hard to stay awake through it. And then the next morning I listened to it for a second time, and I bawled like a baby afterwards. It was just so touching. Moon Med was awesome. Anna Banana Baker did the brain one today for the first time and was just in tears. Oh, actually in tears with the other ones too. Yeah. Yeah, it's very touching. It's self-compassion. Like, doing the meditation is a form of self-compassion, but also realizing that spirit of compassion and Anthony sacrificing his